Okay, boys, it's time. I'm either gonna make some allies here, or I'm gonna make some enemies. Chances are I'm gonna make some enemies. But it's time to do the official anime tier list. Now, unlike you guys, I'm not a bleeding virgin weeb, so I have not seen a lot of anime. So this tier list is not gonna have like 700,000 animes or whatever. It's gonna have some of the popular shit, some of the shit we've all seen, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna go ahead and rank them as according to me, AKA the definitive anime tier list. Let's get into it. Okay, so these are going to be the anime that I am ranking. You can take a look at them right here. Love them, hate them, whatever. These are the ones that I'm gonna be ranking. Now, obviously this isn't some of my favorite anime on this list, and there's a lot of other anime that I've seen that I actually really adore that are not on this list, but this is the list I found on Tier Maker. Jump off a bridge, I don't know what to tell you. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and start not with Attack on Titan. I'm gonna save this one for last because I have had a recent journey with Attack on Titan and I want to save this for the end of the video. So if you want to see my opinions on Attack on Titan, you're gonna have to wait until the end. Shout outs to me, I gotta get that watch time up. Okay, so actually the first, Black Clover. I'm laughing because I made a video about Black Clover a while ago, and there was this one dude who really took it personally, and he sent me death threats for 6 months. That's not a joke. He was threatening to kill my mom, as well as bomb and burn down my house. So with that being said, this shit is literal dog shit. Okay, honestly, Black Clover is like one of the most mid anime ever made. Like, here's the thing about Black Clover. Black Clover is not good. Black Clover is not amazing, but it is also not like complete and utter dog shit. It's just easy to shit on it because it's so mid. You ever had that person in school that is just like mad bullyable? Oh wait, that was you. So you know how everybody bullied you in school? It's because you're like Black Clover. You're just so mid, you know what I mean? Like, you don't stand out in any real way. You don't do nothing special. Like, you really have no defining features about yourself. You're just like Black Clover. But I will say this, Black Clover do have some pretty dope moments in it though. And I do like some of the characters in the show too. Shout out Yami, that dude's goated, bro. But at the end of the day, Black Clover really suffers from feeling a lot like a degular, like very stereotypical shonen. And that to me makes it in the C tier. To me, Black Clover is the perfect definition of mid. Also, I do got to give a shout out. Black Clover got some of the most banger openings of all time. It really is kind of depressing when you think about like Black Clover being so mid and then the openings being so Christ-like. That shit is ass. But regardless, Black Clover in C tier, everyone agrees, no one disagrees. The Black Clover Hive definitely finna send me death threats for 6 months, especially after I rank this next anime. Bleach. Okay. All right. Let me be honest. Here's how I'm ranking this tier list. I'm ranking this tier list obviously as my personal bias, but I'm also gonna try to throw in some truth bombs, okay? Okay, so to me, right, if I'm just talking about my own personal bias, right, this shit is S tier, to me. But I think I can realize that Bleach does have a lot of flaws, and I think it's perfectly fine to like a flawed anime. Black Clover fans, it's perfectly fine to like something that is flawed. Please do not dox me and leak my nudes again. So with that being said, I will not put Bleach in S. I will put it in A though. I understand this is still higher than how a lot of other people would rank Bleach, but I don't give a shit because to me, Bleach has something that no other shonen anime really has. Sauce. Like, Bleach got crazy amounts of sauce. The fights is fire. Every character in that damn show is complete amazing, bro. Like, they ain't dropped the ball once, except for the sciences that do blackface. Like, that's kind of questionable. But other than that, like, Bleach really is the GOAT. Like, the music is fire in Bleach. The animation, Bleach came out in like 1926 or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? You had motherfuckers that was literally like waiting in line for rations during the Great Depression, and this shit still looks great. Bleach holds up to this day. Not to mention the power bullshit in this anime is way doper than chakra, is way doper than jutsus, is way doper than ki, is way doper than fucking flipping your damn book so that way you can learn a new spell like Black Clover. Bankai's, Zanpakuto, all that shit is too raw. Not to mention the captains, the Espada, Aizen, quit playing with me. Like, dead ass, Bleach is the GOAT. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, Bleach do got its flaws. And I know all you watched that fucking Super Eye Patch Wolf video, and now all of a sudden everybody hates on Bleach. Wipe my ass, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Bleach is still heat. Hold that. Anyways, we're moving on. I have never seen this anime a day in my life. We putting that back here. Boruto. Now, here's the thing about Boruto. I feel like I'm gonna get some death threats for this. I'm putting this in butt cheeks and I ain't never even seen it. Here's the thing. I've watched a few episodes of Boruto. I'm not gonna lie. This is an L. I'm sorry. Like, this shit is an L. And then you got the motherfuckers that are on Supreme Copium talking about like, wait, but we got one good chapter a year, and that one chapter is literally peak though. It's literally peak though. Bro, here's the thing. Boruto is ass. Someone had to say it. Someone had to break the news to you. They had like that one good fight with like Naruto and Sasuke or whatever, fighting like Momoshiki, whatever that dude's name was, and they still talking about it to this day. Y'all are like Philadelphia fans talking about the Super Bowl win, bro. Like, get over it. We passed it now. That happened years ago. What are you doing now? Dog shit, trash, nothing. Here's the thing, bro. Boruto is mid, but it's worse than mid. It's butt cheeks. That's why it's in the butt cheeks tier. Okay, here we go. Next up, we have Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. So here's the thing. I know it's very popular to shit on Dragon Ball Z. I shit on Dragon Ball Z. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, one of my favorite arcs as a kid was like the Majin Buu arc, but in recent memory, I think the Majin Buu arc is dog. However, Cell, Android, Namek, Frieza, Saiyan arc, I think are peak. I'm gonna be honest, I think Dragon Ball Z is low-key fire, and it defined a lot of our childhoods, and I know a lot of motherfuckers really love to shit on Dragon Ball Z because it's popular, everyone knows Dragon Ball Z, everyone loves Dragon Ball Z, but I'm not gonna lie, I think Dragon Ball Z is amazing. And honestly, we don't get a lot of, like, the anime states that it's in right now never happens without Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z was the way in for a lot of anime fans, myself included, and probably a lot of y'all too. Except I forgot a lot of y'all were born after 2008, so you'd never even seen Dragon Ball Z. But this anime is one of the most important anime to ever be released, especially for Western audiences, and this shit is heat. Dragon Ball Z gets a lot of legacy. Dragon Ball Z has a lot of clout, and I know it's popular to shit on it, but Dragon Ball Z, I think, is genuinely an A-tier anime. I think it has really great moments, some of the best moments, some of the most iconic moments in anime history that we all still quote, that we all still know and love to this day. Dragon Ball Z is goated, but Dragon Ball Super is C-tier. Talk about a fall from grace. Like, what's the opposite of a glow up? A dim down? Dragon Ball Super is kinda ass, I'm not gonna lie. Now, I'm not gonna lie, they had some good moments, right? Like, obviously, everybody knows the Zamasu arc or whatever. That was, like, kinda interesting. They had me there for a bit, you know what I mean? That shit was kinda interesting, especially, it was crazy watching a brand new Dragon Ball series live, you know, tweeting about it on Twitter, talking about it on live streams, you know what I'm saying? Talking about it on YouTube videos. Like, that was a moment, right? But that moment came and went. The Tournament of Power arc, I think, fumbled everything, in my opinion. I think if it should have just ended after the Zamasu shit, even though the Trunks, you know, getting the soul of like 3 people to have a sword to finish the fight was boof as fuck. Whatever. I think Dragon Ball Super had some cool moments in it, but overall, I definitely would not watch this shit again. You could not pay me to watch this shit again. Dragon Ball Super is kind of boof. Rise says, The Battle of Gods is the worst movie he's ever seen. That's That's cap. I'm sorry, that's cap. Rise is literally lost. We're moving on. Okay, next up is Death Note. Okay, boys, it's time. I feel like this is another one. Now, back in my day, Death Note was always considered a GOAT, right? There were just some laws of the universe that were universally agreed upon, and that was Death Note being peak. However, here's why I hate you new anime dudes. I'm gonna sound like an anime boomer. Y'all come about and look back on the GOATs, just like Dragon Ball Z, and you try to shit on them because they're not as good as your favorite lolicon anime, whatever the hell it is you watching, okay? Here's the thing about Death Note. Death Note is an S tier. Now, I already know some comments that are going to happen as a byproduct of me saying this right now. By the way, Death Note spoilers. Like, if you somehow have not watched Death Note and you're watching an anime tier list, you're weird. But anyways, Death Note spoilers. When L dies and Nier takes over, that's when everybody cites the anime as being trash. And everybody says, oh, halfway through the anime, it gets trashed. First of all, actually, it's not halfway through the anime. It's actually closer to like 3/4 through the anime. It happens a little bit after the halfway point. So calling it halfway through the anime is actually incorrect. Secondly, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the anime even falls off. In fact, if you want me to be super honest, I think the anime starts taking a little bit of a dip like before that. Like, you know when Light is like amnesia mode and then he's working together with L and stuff like that? I think that is actually kind of boring. I think the anime actually gets more interesting after L dies and then Light gets his memories back. Thirdly, I'm gonna be honest again, a lot of people talk shit about the ending. Am I the only one that thinks that Death Note has like a fucking Christ-like ending? Like why are we hating on this ending? I think the ending of Death Note is so goated. That shit is peak. Like, I cannot think of a way Death Note could have ended better. Like, I absolutely love the way that shit ended, right? You know, that's just how I feel. Like, I'm a big fan of the ending. That shit was really hype. Seeing Light go absolutely batshit insane at the end, that was Christ-like. I'm a big fan. Now, I do agree with people, like, it's kind of crazy how Nier come out of nowhere and figure this shit out in like 0.2 seconds, and then that's what causes the downfall of, you know, Kira and all that stuff. Like, yeah, that's a little whack, but here's the thing. I don't think there's any such thing as a perfect anything, whether it's a game, anime, movie, TV show, book, whatever. I don't think perfection exists, right? So you'll see people saying, oh, only perfect anime can get an S tier or can get a 10 out of 10. You'll never have a 10 out of 10 or an S tier, in my opinion. That's just the way I feel. Unless it's Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, in which case that shit is an S. There is no flaws with Fullmetal Alchemist. And if you try to say a flaw in the chat right now on my Twitch stream or in my YouTube comment section, I will just simply ban you. I will remove you. I will block you. I will report you. You will lose your channel. Okay? I was actually thinking about this, and I'm sitting here, I'm thinking.
Stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit. I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak, man.
So anyways, I was sitting here and I was like, scratched my head like, yo, I cannot think of a perfect anime. Like, I don't think anything I could give like a 10 out of 10 or like be genuinely perfect, right? Unless it's Full Metal. Like, I try so hard to like think of a flaw with Full Metal. Like an objective flaw with Full Metal. I understand if you don't like Full Metal as much as me. That's perfectly understandable, honestly. But genuinely speaking, Full Metal deadass got no flaws. Like, the shit is heat. I'm gonna be honest. Full Metal is peak fiction, 12 out of 10. It is absolutely my favorite work of fiction ever made, bar none. Full Metal means a lot to me. I really, you know, the brotherly bond or whatever hits to me as a brother, especially as an older brother. I really like resonate with Ed on some shit. You know what I'm saying? We've all tried to transmute, you know, dead relatives. Shout outs to that. Love this anime. If you have not seen it yet, please go ahead and watch it. Literally amazing. Fairy Tail is next. Oh man. Do Fairy Tail still got fans like that? Because I feel like I'm about to piss some people off. I remember when I started watching Fairy Tail. This was a long time ago, chat. And you have to understand something about me a long time ago when I started watching Fairy Tail. I was a Naruto dick rider, okay? I still low-key am a Naruto dick rider. We'll get to that in a second. I felt like Fairy Tail was like the biggest discount Naruto I had ever seen in my entire life. Like I remember, like I was like, oh, Natsu, that's Naruto. Oh, Gray, that's Sasuke. Like I was just like, bro, this is like so, this is so blatant. And I don't know, I could not cock with Fairy Tail. Okay, that's a lie. I did kind of like Fairy Tail. I watched it for a bit, and I was especially beating off to the honeys in Fairy Tail. They got some bad bitches. But in my opinion, I think Fairy Tail is pretty much on the same tier as Black Clover. I think Black Clover is even better than Fairy Tail, I'm gonna be honest. But they still, it's like two cheeks of the same ass, in my opinion. Except like one ass cheek is like slightly more plump and got slightly more shape to it. And that's Black Clover, period. Okay, next up is Gintama. I've never seen Gintama or read Gintama. I hear amazing things about it. Maybe one day I actually will get to it. But yeah, I've not experienced it. Next up is Haikyuu. Okay, I'm gonna bring, I can't talk about Haikyuu without talking about Kuroko, so I'm gonna bring both of these in here so I can talk about both of them. So, Haikyuu, I think I watched like the first 10 episodes, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit bored. Because here's the thing, Haikyuu, I understand why people like Haikyuu so much. I really do. I get it. But to me, Haikyuu was just like kind of boring. Like I liked the main character, you know, I liked their little dynamic. Again, I didn't get too much into it because I didn't really like it, so I just stopped watching. But I can understand, it had a lot of potential. I'm sure if I watched it more, I'd probably put it in A. But after, like, I watched Haikyuu after I watched Kuroko, and Kuroko is in A tier. Okay, listen. If you ever wanted to see Dragon Ball Z, but with basketballs, you have to watch Kuroko. This is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. When motherfuckers started doing Kamehamehas with basketballs, I fell in love. I'm a big basketball fan and a big anime fan, so seeing those two fusion HOD together was the craziest shit ever. I love Kuroko no Basket. I think this is an amazing anime, and I think because I'm a meathead and I like dumb shit like that, that's why Haikyuu didn't hit for me. A lot of the reasons why people like Haikyuu more than Kuroko is exactly the same reason I just said, is because Haikyuu is a little bit more realistic, but to me that makes it more boring. It just is what it is. I think they're both good anime. I think you'll like them both, and maybe one day I'll revisit Haikyuu and really get into it more, but to me, Kuroko is that gas. Next up is Hunter x Hunter. Oh man, okay. I have a lot of opinions about Hunter x Hunter, okay? Hunter x Hunter is so confusing to me because it has so many amazing and great moments. Hunter x Hunter has like some moments that are literally peak fiction. And besides another anime we're gonna talk about here in a second, Hunter x Hunter has the greatest anime arc of all time. Chimera Ant arc is one of the most masterfully told stories of all time. Now, does a Chimera Ant arc start off a little bit boring? Yes, but I do think that the slow world building and story building of Chimera Ant arc is well worth the payoff that you get, because the Chimera Ant arc is probably the best arc in shonen history. Outside from one more that I'm going to talk about a little bit later, I think Hunter x Hunter has amazing peaks, but that comes with a lot of valleys as well. Hunter x Hunter is a story that has a lot of buildup and requires a lot of buildup to get to their payoffs. And to me, a lot of that buildup is really, really boring. Like so boring to the fact where I was watching the show with one of my friends and I was begging him. I was like, bro, please let me stop watching this show. I am so bored out of my mind. And he forced me to continue watching it. Now, that being said, I am glad I watched it because I saw some of the greatest moments in history. Shout out Kurapika, however the hell you say his name, you know what I'm saying? Shout out him, the Phantom Troops, you know what I'm saying? Fire. A lot of amazing moments, but we also had to watch Greed Island. Chimera Ant arc is amazing, but we also had to watch 20 or 30 episodes of buildup, but we got Meruem out of it. One of the greatest anime villains ever. I'm struggling between a B or an A on Hunter x Hunter, but I think I have to give it like a high A tier. I'm not gonna lie. All biases aside, Hunter x Hunter is like a really amazing story. Like if I was ranking this purely based off of like how I feel about shit, it would be in B tier, but I have to recognize the great storytelling that this anime has, and Hunter x Hunter has amazing storytelling. It's just sometimes it's a bit boring for me, and that's just how I feel. Next up is Hajime. I never watched Hajime. I watched like maybe 10 episodes or something like that, but I don't think that's enough to judge it. Oh man, JoJo's. Here's how I feel about JoJo's, man. I think JoJo's is all right. I like some of like the JoJo parts or whatever. It makes no sense to me how this is people's favorite anime or favorite. I've never read the manga, so maybe I can't say manga. It makes no sense to me how this is people's favorite. I think JoJo's is good, but no better than B tier. And that's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get the gas. You know, I'm fully, you know, and I accept that. JoJo's just ain't for me. I just don't get the gas. I'm gonna be real. Like, to me, one of my favorite parts of JoJo's was part 3. And everybody be like, part 3 is ass. Everybody, like, when I said I liked part 3, people were like, oh, wait until you get to part 4. Part 4 is the real gas. I watched part 4 like, bro, what? They was like, yo, Kira's the best villain. Bro, he collects hands. Next. Motherfuckers was like, yo, wait till you get to part 5. I'm not gonna lie, part 5 was a little gas. But Diavolo, wait, what's the main character? What's the main character's name? Giovanna, Giorno, Papa Giorno's, whatever. Boof. Dude is boof, bro. Fucking Papa Gino's, he's boof. His homeboys was the gas, and I understand everybody's gonna be like, well, actually, in the JoJo's parts, there's always another character that is actually the main character. Like Polnareff is like actually the main character in part 3 when you're really dissecting things. Shut up, bro. Papa Gino's was boof. I'm gonna be honest, and I was mad because he looked mad cool. I was like, yo, Papa Gino looks cool as hell, but then he was just boof. JoJo's is in B tier. Y'all could hate me if you want. Look, if you're a JoJo's fan, it's okay. No, not congratulations. You can admit that you want to suck dick. There's nothing wrong with sucking dick, bro. It's 2022. Okay, I've never seen Samurai X. That's going here. My Hero. Oh, shit. This is going to be a good one, boys. Here's how I feel about My Hero Academia. My Hero, I think, has a lot of interesting concepts. Similar to Fairy Tail, I think that this shit, in the beginning anyways, was heavily biting Naruto. I feel like this shit was heavily, it wasn't biting Naruto, it was swallowing Naruto, pause. However, I have to admit that My Hero has a lot of great moments, particularly those first couple seasons. I feel like that shit just felt mad inspiring to me. Like, I'll never forget when I started watching My Hero, and I was like, bro, I feel like inspired. Like, I feel like they talking to me right now. Like, I could be special even though I'm irrelevant type beat. But I will say, like, My Hero has some fall offs, bro. Season 4 was dog. I can't cap. And it got to the point where I started reading the manga, and the manga gets some real fire parts. I'm not gonna lie. But then it goes back to being dog. And it's like, bro, like, pick a struggle. Like, are you gonna be fire or are you gonna be dog shit? Like, please pick one. And honestly, I feel so conflicted about My Hero, but I do think it belongs in B tier. I do think it's gonna have some legacy points. I do think a lot of people are going to credit My Hero with getting them into anime in this recent era. And I do think that My Hero does have a lot of interesting moments. It has a lot of cool characters, and it tells some pretty cool stories in there too. It's just, this thing does have some downtime, and I do think My Hero is slightly above mid. And I think when it's all said and done, I think that this anime will probably be looked back on unfavorably, in my opinion, because of how disjointed it feels and how the quality of the storytelling just really varies from arc to arc. Like, it's actually crazy how you go from peak to dog shit, like back and forth with My Hero. It's insane. I've never seen a show like this in my life. But that is how I feel about My Hero. Next up, we're gonna talk about Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Okay, let's talk about it, man. Here's how I feel. I think people may disagree with me on this. I think people may think I'm even dick riding. I'm gonna place them first, and then we're gonna talk about it second. I think Naruto is S. I also think Naruto Shippuden is also S. Let me explain. I don't know what the comments on this video are gonna look like. I think Naruto Shippuden is actually better than part 1 Naruto, with one obvious major flaw: the war arc. We all know it. The war arc is kind of dog shit. The ending of Naruto is dog shit. it be like that. At this point, I'm pretty much confident that there's no such thing as a long running anime that can have a good ending. Like that's just what it feels like at this point. But regardless, I think that the beginning portions of Naruto Shippuden before the war arc are like so giga peak. I'm gonna be honest. I think Shippuden has giga peak moments, and maybe it's because so much of my childhood is wrapped up in Naruto that I feel this way. But from part 1 to Shippuden, I just think that overall this is just a really good anime through and through. I mean, one of the first arcs in OG Naruto is the Zabuza arc. Like, what is that? Like, only a couple episodes long, and it's better than most arcs in regular ass anime. W's, you know what I mean? Shit, in Shippuden, you have the whole Pain arc. Literally massive W's. OG Naruto, again, the Sasuke retrieval arc. Fire, amazing. You know what I mean? A lot of really dope moments between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. And y'all might call me a dick rider, y'all might call me a dick eater, but I don't care. Naruto is S tier to me. I just think that it's quality. It's consistent. Outside of obviously the war arc, which is really disappointing. Like, it really is. I'm not gonna lie, Naruto has a dog shit ending. But other than that, I don't think it's so dog shit that it ruins everything else in the anime. And I do think that, you know, Naruto has good storytelling in it too. You know, a lot of great characters, a lot of great twists and turns in the story. Naruto is just kind of fire. Naruto is just fire. S tier to me. I need you to make another tier between A and S. No. Okay, next up, 7 Deadly Sins. Okay, I've actually watched a lot of 7 Deadly Sins. Here's my opinion on 7 Deadly Sins. When I was watching it, I actually was not paying attention to it too much. Like, I'd be watching 7 Deadly Sins while I was like playing games or whatever, right? And I never really thought about it. I would just like watch it sometimes, and I would like tune in to like some of the fights or when things were getting interesting. And then I started to think about 7 Deadly Sins more. And I started to think about what was actually happening in the show and what I was actually watching. This anime is dog shit. I was literally watching 7 Deadly Sins as like background noise, and I was like, wait, this is kind of dog shit. But at the same time, there were moments where I was interested. You know, there were moments where I was like, wait, maybe this is butt cheeks. Maybe this is even C tier. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a strong enough opinion on 7 Deadly Sins to really care. Like, I think there's some cool characters here and there, but I think I'm gonna leave this in butt cheeks, maybe literal shit tier. I just really don't care about this anime at all. I'm gonna be honest. You know what other anime I don't really give a shit about? Noragami. This isn't literal shit tier, and I will not budge. Here's the thing about Noragami. Noragami somehow has like a fan base. Noragami is actually like, Noragami is so mid that it actually becomes frustrating. Because unlike Black Clover, that is mid but has like some cool moments and has some cool characters, Noragami is just mid all around. Here's the thing. Here's what Noragami is about, right? Noragami is like, there's these gods, right? And they walk around, right? And then they're like, yo, like, you have to worship me, otherwise I'm gonna die and go away. I have no power type beat. So then you have the one guy, like the main character's name is like Noragami or whatever, and he's walking around like sucking dick and saving cats from trees and shit like that. And then he's like, yo, like, can you worship me now? And then they're like, okay. And then he's like, okay, cool, thank you. And then it's just dog shit. Noragami's ass, don't watch this show. It's complete dog. You're gonna have people like that are in my Twitch chat right now, maybe some people in the comments telling you that this show is good. It's not. It's dog. Speaking of dog shit, we got One Piece. Okay, so on this, usually when I talk about anime, it's all memes, right? Usually when I talk about anime, it's all memes. But on this tier list, I'm trying not to meme as hard. If you want my honest opinion on One Piece, outside of all the memes, I think One Piece is actually B tier. Like high B tier. Like, I used to watch One Piece as a kid, and I used to be really into One Piece back in the day, but I just fell off it because I was like, whatever, I'm off it, right? And now in this point in my life, obviously we all know the biggest deterrent from getting into One Piece is just the sheer length of it, and that has a lot to do with it. I'm sure if I actually kept up with One Piece and I actually watched One Piece to this day, I'd probably be a pretty big fan of it, but there's just no way a story deserves to be that long. And honestly, even the moments in the show that I watched were not that crazy, not to the levels of like Bleach, DBZ, Naruto. I just didn't think it was that good, to be honest. It was decent, but nowhere near the other anime levels, in my opinion. And there's also another very big thing about One Piece. I hate the art style. Like, I know a lot of people are gonna love the art style. People are gonna think whatever they want to think about it. I think One Piece looks fucking hideous. Like, I cannot stand this art style. I think the characters look dog shit. I think everything about it is just not appealing to me. But that being said, One Piece is in B tier. Just because of the fact that I do think the world building of One Piece is actually super fire. And I do really like how stylized One Piece is, if that makes sense. But more so in like the world design and the environments of One Piece. I do think like that actually does look pretty impressive. And I think more so than any other anime on this entire list, One Piece has like the most believable like world in it. Like Hunter x Hunter is probably like in second place on that list, but like One Piece has like a really like lively world to it, in my opinion. And you know, I think that carries it a lot. But One Piece to me is still just B tier. Next up, we have One Punch Man. I don't really have a lot to say about One Punch Man. I think One Punch Man is a turn off your brain anime and just throw it on. I think this is B tier. You know, if Mob Psycho was here, this is S tier. But One Punch Man to me, B tier. It's all right. I don't really have much to say about it. I remember when the first season came out, that shit was pretty peak, but you know, it'd be like that. Next up, we're moving on to Soul Eater. Soul Eater is an anime I watched a long time ago on Netflix, but unfortunately, I can't remember a lot about it, so I don't feel confident enough to rank it. But I am a Fire Force dick rider, so I'd probably end up rating this one pretty high. But yeah, I mean, I just don't remember much about it. The Promised Neverland, never really watched it. Yu Yu Hakusho. I might lose some fans with this one, boys. I might lose some fans with this one, boys. Nah, I'm just trolling. Yeah, S tier. Goated. Yeah, anyways, moving on. Last, but certainly not least, chat, we have Attack on Titan. I told you guys I was saving this for last because my recent journey with Attack on Titan has been crazy. I started getting into Attack on Titan probably like a few weeks ago, and it has been crazy. I'm going to have to full screen for this. Attack on Titan. I think, remember how I was saying before how the Chimera Ant arc is like the greatest arc in shonen history? I think season 4 of Attack on Titan beats it. I think season 4 of Attack on Titan had my fucking brain melting. I was like, I could not believe what I was watching. That shit to me was fucking peak. No spoilers on Attack on Titan. That shit to me was hella peak. If I were to rate Attack on Titan as an anime right now, because I rewatched all of it, you know what I mean, recently, I would put this thing in S tier. In fact, I was dick riding Attack on Titan so heavily, I was like, this is the only anime I have ever watched that I was like, this might be on Brotherhood level, like Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's how much I loved Attack on Titan. And then I read the manga, and it ruined it for me. Maybe the anime has a different ending. Maybe the anime receives a different ending. I don't know. But I can't lie. The ending for Attack on Titan, especially the additional chapters, it really ruins kind of everything. Because Attack on Titan is this series that has like this really like intricate story. Like, in my opinion, the best storytelling I've ever experienced in an anime, manga, maybe even in a fictional medium entirely. Amazing storytelling. And then it feels like the ending is like some cop-out bullshit that is just not satisfying at all. I think even if you like the ending for Attack on Titan, I still think you will think that it is at least a little disappointing. Like, I think even if you're the biggest Attack on Titan dick rider, I cannot imagine you being completely satisfied with this ending. That's how bad it is. Now, there's a lot of copium going on in the Attack on Titan fandom. Trust me, I've heard the theories before you put them in the comment section. I think that is cope. I don't think any of that shit is gonna happen. If it does, I will gladly put this back up in S tier. I will gladly say this is my second favorite anime, right behind Fullmetal. Honestly, might even be equal to Fullmetal. That's how much I love Attack on Titan. But as long as that ending stays, I think this anime gets brought down significantly. Because of that ending, it loses so much that I put it in B tier. Like, that's how much I hate that ending. I'm gonna be honest. That ending ruins everything for me. This is an anime tier list though. The thing is I cannot think about Attack on Titan without thinking about the ending. I can't do it, man. Maybe I'm capping. Maybe it is A tier. I don't know, but I really hate that ending. I do. And like all the cool, like the thing is, like all the cool moments in Attack on Titan get ruined with the context of the ending. Like that's the thing about it. Like all those things that happened, you have to put them in the context with that ending, and it makes those cool moments worse. You got it down there with My Hero. Please bump it up. Okay. I don't know why that made it clear to me. I was like, wait, that might be cap. But yeah, okay. Fair enough. Okay, I'll put it in A tier. But yeah, I still think Attack on Titan is worth watching, and I hope to God that the anime does some crazy shit for the ending. If it's the same ending as the manga, I just pray to God, if they animate the additional chapters or the additional pages, whatever the fuck it's called, I kind of want that to happen because the memes, oh my God, the memes will be amazing. But like as an Attack on Titan fan, I don't want that to happen because I don't want to think about it. But as a meme lover, I kind of need that. But yeah, that is my official anime tier list, mainly shonen anime. I'm sure I've made a lot of people very upset with this tier list. But yeah, feel free to let me know what you think in the comments. I will leave this tier list maker in the comment section, and if you want to go ahead and make your own tier list, you know, feel free to do so. This exact tier list will be left in the comment section down below and in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.